Hello, this is Yeesha and I present to you Myst Revelation. Myst 4 Revelation. I wanted to get a fire spirit and tried to get a fire spirit by going straight to Serenia, which is completely impossible. We have to visit a couple of ages and I wanted to go to last fast because to get a fire spirit you need to play a hasty game and I wanted to do that. But the sacrifice would be too great because I would have to play an entire age hastily and I don't want to do that. So you will probably get landed with a boring water spirit, which everyone gets. If I actually miss something with a boring air spirit.
For 20 years, I've harbored a secret. People talk about my sons and the evil things they did. Yet still I remain strangely mute. I do not discuss my own actions that day, or the rage I felt when I burned the 2 linking books that had snared them. Some people believe my sons died in those fires, but the truth is, they did not. You're the only one I can confide in, my friend. So I'm asking you to come to Tomahna. There are things I must tell you about my sons.
Myst 4 Revelation, a beautiful game, one of my favorites of the series. I've been saying that a lot. Let's just start a fresh game and I will go through this in all the patience and the love I can muster for it. Which is a lot, but I wanted to rush the first part. With some regrets. Now I can go through it.
This part's really cool if you're not afraid of tight spaces.
I'm not.
Dad and me aren't, but sometimes Mom has to close her eyes when I'm driving. I think she's not home right now, because I never could have picked you up by myself if she were.
Remember the baby back in Myst Exile?
Hey, is that a new image recorder you've got? How cool! And you know, I know the perfect spot to use it.
That's her.
Hang on.
We have now officially met every member of the family.
Isn't Tomahna pretty from here? I remember some of the other times you visited us. You've always liked stopping here. It's one of my favorite spots, too. Go ahead. Take a picture.
Let's do her a favor.
Just make sure your thumb's not in the shot. Dad always ruins his images that way. Did you get it? I think you should keep it in your journal. That way you can take it out and look at it whenever you miss us.
Alright. Come on. Steady as she goes. I'm just trying to figure out what my mother would say to this construct and how much faith she would have in it standing on it.
I'll tell Dad you're here.
None, probably.
Come on.
Alright. Wanna move? Yes. Lever? Lever.
Hello, my friend. So
Hi.
you made it in one piece, so Yeesha's driving wasn't too erratic, I hope. probably wondering why I asked you. And the truth is, I need your help.
There's something new.
As you know, my sons, Cirrus and Achenar, were trapped 20 years ago after they destroyed many of the ages I'd written. At the time, Catherine and I decided to leave them imprisoned because we'd hoped it might reform them. And now Catherine believes our sons should be released. But I need an objective opinion. I must find out if either Cirrus or Achenar deserve to be freed, and you're the only one we can trust. Remember my old crystal viewer? I've made some changes to it, and I haven't yet calibrated its sound component. It'll actually be quicker if we do this together, and I can show you the two prison ages before we link to them. So if you step to the panel behind you, we can begin.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to transmit a waveform that's being generated by the first prison age. It will appear as a yellow line in your right-hand monitor. Here it comes. In order to hear Haven, we must manipulate the blue line until it exactly matches that waveform. The blue line is the result of two combined signals, which we'll manipulate separately using the 3 dials, amplitude, frequency, and phase. But first, we have to select a signal to manipulate, so move the slider left or right.
I hate this part. This is the 3rd time I'm doing it today.
Now turn the leftmost dial to adjust the signal's amplitude
still annoying.
or volume. The amplitude's pretty close now. Try turning the center dial to adjust the signal's frequency. The frequency needs to be faster.
Still?
Try moving the slider. Adjust the leftmost dial. Louder. The volume sounds pretty good. Now turn the dial on the far right to adjust the signal's phase. More to the right. Keep moving it to the right. Farther to the right.
Still?
Try selecting a different signal. Try the frequency. That's the center dial. Got it. Hang on a second. I'll lock in the adjustments and send you the waveform for Spire, the second prison age.
You think there's no
Here it
reason for me
comes.
to complain? Keep thinking.
Turn the amplitude dial. The left dial seems well adjusted. Try adjusting the frequency. The speed is pretty good. Try the phase dial. It's the one on the
Pointless.
right. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Try adjusting the amplitude. The amplitude seems fine. Try the frequency. That's the center dial. Frequency's pretty close now. Try adjusting the phase. Try moving the slider. Try adjusting the frequency. Too big of an adjustment, I think. The speed's not good. Try selecting a different signal. Try the center dial. The speed's not good. Increase the frequency. The center dial seems well adjusted.
This is horrible.
Try the amplitude. That's the leftmost dial. Try moving the slider. Try adjusting the frequency. Try slowing down the frequency. Frequency's pretty close now. Try the dial on the right. Farther left. Farther to the right. Phase is pretty close now. Adjust the leftmost dial. A bit quieter. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Now, adjust the center dial. Less frequency. The frequency seems fine.
Oh, I'm believing it now.
Try the leftmost dial.
Leftmost.
The amplitude is wrong. Try selecting a different signal. Try adjusting the frequency.
Frequency, I thought phase would be time.
Slower. The speed's about right.
I thought so.
Try adjusting the phase.
Phase.
It needs to move left.
Yeah, I figured.
The phase's positioning seems fine. Adjust the leftmost dial. That's too much, my friend. The amplitude needs to be louder. You've got it. Don't change a thing. I'll just lock it in here.
That wasn't identical, but it doesn't matter, does it now?
Ah, got it. Well done, my friend. Should be able to hear both prison ages now. So let's begin, shall we? What in the name?
That's not because I screwed up. That's because it's supposed to do that. I mean, it's not supposed to do that, but it does that in the game.
Oh, what a mess. The image modulator short-circuited wires are completely fused. Well, the viewer itself seems okay. So maybe if I link to rhyme. All right. Slight change in plans, my friend. Explosion must have shut down the main power supply and damaged the viewer's external image modulator. There's another one on rhyme, so I'm gonna link there and retrieve it. Oh, I'll have to stop at the cleft for some tools first. Why don't you get full power restored while I'm gone? Go to the water wheel control room. Close both emergency release gates, then come back here and use the crystal viewer to contact me. The crystal combination to see rhyme is in my journal.
Right.
Oh, you'll have to turn on the roof antenna before the viewer will work. Keep an eye on Yeesha, will you? I'll
Yeah.
be back.
Anything else? I think I can't do anything without the power, really. So, here we are. Yeah, well, that's not helping. These things don't show anything while it's broken. I don't think I can use this while. Not working. We need power for that first. Okay. What we can do is look through his journal, go through these things. Have a map here of this Tomahna place. This antenna thing, a graph thing. We have a lift to our right, which we'll ignore for now. We have this horrible thing. We have that. And I'll read that out again. You can probably skip the rest of the episode. Unless I'll give a date in the video. Yes, an aside, we will acquire an item later that will read out the books for us, but it reads so damn slowly that I get sick from it and I'll read them out myself, which might cost me the water spirit, but I don't care. 97-915. I am always surprised by how good it feels to return home after one of my journeys. In the day, heat shimmers off the cliffs, bathing me in unexpected warmth. At night, gentle breezes stir the lake, and I often hear Catherine singing to Yeesha. The sound of their voices fills me with such joy. I find myself wondering why I ever lived. Perhaps I'm more aware of this tonight, having spent so much time alone in Rhyme. The trip was unavoidable. It has been weeks since I viewed Sirius and Akena's prison ages, and I needed to be assured of their safety. The crystal viewer did not show much, so I began considering how I might improve it. I am now fairly certain I can achieve a tighter image if I redesign the mechanism itself. I have yet to tell Catherine of these plans. I do not wish to raise her hopes prematurely. 97-922. After too brief a visit with my family, I have returned to Rhyme to conduct preliminary tests. The frigid temperatures in this age are vital for the crystals to function, yet I find it increasingly difficult to work in the cold. Perhaps I can find a way to simulate extreme temperatures inside the viewer itself, so that I can install it in Tomahna when ready. That is practically what is CA cooling unit, a crystal selector, a blank linking book inside, and a crystal containment holder. 97-10-1. Tonight I set aside experimentation for a few hours to watch the lights illuminate Rhyme's sky. The beauty has not dimmed since I first saw them. I could not fully enjoy the show, however, for it put me in mind of Sirius and Akena and the months we spent here constructing the towers. Soon what had been a happy memory for me was mired in regrets. I doubt I will ever know what caused my sons to become so greedy. I only know that when they looked at the ages described in my library, fantastic worlds one could travel to easily, simply by touching a book's linking panel, they saw only dreams of wealth and power. They devised a plan, an evil plan. When my back was turned, they linked to my ages, plundered and destroyed them. I know Sirius and Akena must pay a price for these crimes, yet it brings me to no joy to picture them stranded on the two uninhabited ages I wrote to protect my library from thieves. I only hope that my sons will someday reject their wicked yearnings and find it in their hearts to reform. 97-10-27. After experimenting with several liquid gases, I have found a pressure variable that should allow the crystal view to function in Tomahna. Tomorrow I link the release shunt to enlist help from the Guild of Machinists. Damn you. 98-110. Catherine was unusually subdued when I showed her the new blueprints. She trusts that the viewer will work, but wishes we could visit our sons in person. I would like that as well, but until I am convinced of remorse, I cannot risk their escaping. 98-47. I was fairly certain the evaporator coils would work, and indeed I was able to achieve a blurry image of Spire within the new viewer's blank book. Unfortunately, a more powerful suppressor is needed to stabilize the image. Guildmaster Andrita suggested that I install several geodes inside the roof of the observatory, then use the antenna to focus them. This should amplify the clean frequency enough so that the crystal viewer can work. 98-6-29. Success. Not only was I able to view both Spire and Haven, but also some laboratory and Rhyme quite clearly. The crystal code for Rhyme was difficult to remember, having not had much reason to use it previously. I must make a full list of codes soon, but for now we'll keep Rhymes close at hand. I'll use that later. Take note of that. 98-10-9. It's not so screwed up as it was in Myst. I always knew my sons had great potential, but today I saw something that truly amazed me. Sirius is harnessing electricity. At least that is what I assume, for the viewer caught a brief glimpse of something I have never before seen in his age. It had to be a man-made construction. A burst of interference destabilized the image before I could study the device properly, but its existence offers proof that at least one of my sons is making the most of his confinement rather than wallowing in despair. 98-10-15. The interference effect is curious. It has disrupted my viewing of ages on more than one occasion. Although I first assumed it to be a problem with the geodes, I now believe it to be subsonic in origin. I think the roof antenna is picking up wave fluctuation emitted by one or more ages. If this is true, I might be able to use the fluctuations to hear what is occurring in an age. I shall have to think on this carefully. 99-4-26. It has been an exciting 2 weeks. Catherine, Yeesha, and I have not just returned from Releation, where I spent most of my time in conversations with various guildmasters. What? And I have just returned. What? Why did I read not? It makes no sense. I'm now convinced that the shape and color of the crystals gives them individual resonance signatures. By combining the resonances of 5 crystals together, I can discover a global pattern of emissions, a sound signature as it were, that is unique to the age being viewed. Guildmaster Andritas assisted me in drawing up plans for a filtration panel that will enable the antenna to tune in on whatever wave fluctuations I want. I truly will be able to listen in on an age. Tomorrow I begin building the panel. I have decided to use Rhyme as its preset configuration, since that is the age where the trust enabled me to construct the crystal viewer. 99/7/21. The panel is finished. I am too tired to test it tonight. 10:01:12. No, 100:12. Catherine tried to hide it, but the sound we heard her coming from Akina's prison age nearly brought her to tears. Once again I had to reassure her of his safety. My words eventually convinced her, but I know she longs for more substantive proof. I fear she may take matters into her own hands soon. I must confess I too long for more information than the viewer is currently providing. Tomorrow I shall link to Rhyme. I have an idea for an attachment, something akin to a moving eye, that will allow me to change points of view while using the crystal viewer. If it works, I may finally be able to see if my sons have reformed. Yeah, that's that. Of course, we have various other things that we can look at. Let me... Can I look at anything really? There is nothing. Is there? Not really. A drawer with various crystals. Another 1000 drawers. Open book. Can I really look at anything else? Not really. Not here at least. It's so funny, you can really tap everything. Come on. Yes, thanks. How things shift around. I love this game. There is really nothing of any consequence in here, is there? No, not really. So, here we are. We can just as well take the elevator or lift down now. And see what we can do about that power supply. Isn't this place beautiful? So, there we are. We are now 1 floor down. And we are supposed to find a water gate thing. We'll go down there later.
Hey, come here. You gotta see this. Don't worry, he'll come back. It's his favorite sleeping spot. My necklace showed it to me. Got it 2 weeks ago on an age called Serenia. Shows me all kinds of stuff. You think that's strange that my necklace shows me things?
Yep.
Dad does. He says a lot of things I've seen on Serenia aren't real. My brothers believe me, though.
Can I talk to you? No. Something I can notice is that this game doesn't really say whether the player is male or female. It doesn't really assume. That didn't do anything, except that the lights went out. Bird. Hang on, let me... Hang on, now she's... I know where she is. I'm a little indecisive right now.
Let me guess. Dad blew the power again, didn't he? He does that a lot. Mom made him install an extra power box in here just in case. Oh no! This box is supposed to make sure certain things always work in the house. There aren't enough rows lit up correctly. Only a green light on top of a failed row means something's getting power. I wonder if we can move them. Better not. Mom doesn't like me messing with electrical stuff.
I guess she
Little guy,
doesn't.
let's go see our friends.
I'll
Hey.
take care of that later.
I never noticed that before. So cool. I think my beetles are making a nest. Oh wow. I'll have to show this to Dad soon as he gets home. He loves this kind of stuff.
Let's follow her.
Can't talk right now. I'm trying to remember the song I learned on Serenia, but it's really hard. I've got to get it perfect because I promised to play to my brother next time I see him.
Which one? Lol. I never noticed that. Alright. Any chance you talk to me some more? No. No. Let me... That doesn't open. These I can release, but she wouldn't thank us for that. Oh damn. I didn't mean to do that. Cymbidium? No, that's a lily. Beautiful though. Hey, there's a book there too. But not one that I can read. Right, my timer says I'm done, but I'm going to do this because that's something I can do. Yes. So, I'll try and do this intelligently. Which has already failed. Come on. Because I didn't need to separate those two. How much does that leave me with? There. I'm just trying something. Not that this promises overly much success. Damn it! Alright. Come on. Now I can put this there. I'm trying those two because those two were the signs on the water supply thing. It showed that sign, or these two signs rather. So I assume that is where I need the power. Let's go. Little bird thing. Right. Let me... I will not yet do that. I'll show you something else first. I'll just position myself there. This is the kind of the master bedroom. You can read a bit about the ages here. What we find here is a letter, which reads, God. What does that mean? Does that mean Catherine? Probably. Catherine, my love, we must be united in this. Can you find it in your heart to listen and forgive? For I cannot be strong in this alone, Atreus. Only that doesn't read Atreus. Maybe it does. I'm pretending to be able to read the script. I can't really read it. It's just bits and pieces. Here we have another note that these two lamps apparently help us set up something. But we'll get to that later. I won't do that right now. Picture. I think we'll take another look at this later. That's the Myst island apparently. And here are the two books describing the ages, Spire. No. I don't have electricity perhaps because of that. Well, anyway, later that will get us that. Alright. In that case, I will finish it here. This was Yeesha and the beginning of Myst 4 Revelation. Goodbye.